Hey, guys, welcome back and happy hump day. Jason always says hump day, but I didn't even know that Wednesday was a hump day. So with that, happy hump day. And thank you guys all so much for another amazing round of hot, messy topics. Of course, we'll be back tonight at 6 p.m. for more of those. But before we're going live at 12 p.m. on Down with Jason, Jason's channel, to talk about Vanderpump Rules. That's not what we're here to talk about right now, though. We're back to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac, specifically Candiace Bassett, says she became suicidal and needed medication due to fan lies. And she's seemingly shading Andy Cohen for hypocrisy and propaganda. Now, this is all coming from Reality Blur, but we have all the details and more. But before we jump in, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. And don't forget to hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. With that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so it looks like Candiace Bassett claims that she became suicidal after being targeted with lies from people online. In a series of new tweets, well, the star of The Real Housewives of Potomac, she fought back against a woman who accused her of hurting and making fun of people before seemingly taking aim at Andy Cohen's hypocrisy and accusing him of spewing propaganda at the season 6 reunion. That's interesting. After tweeting a message that said she was going to cause a scene, Candiace was met with a woman who begged her to stop causing anguish to others. This woman, said, "You hurt people. You have no idea the hurt and anguish you cause. Please stop making fun of people's flaws. Please." Well, Candiace clapped back and said, "Girl, shut up." So that's the response we get. Girl, shut up. And it looks like she continued on with this. Honestly, the fact that she's saying that she needed medication and felt like taking her own life, though, when it comes to what they're calling fan lies, that's terrible. That's nothing to laugh about. You would never wish that on your worst enemy, and you wouldn't wish that on anyone. You know, if she is feeling that way, I think that Bravo and the network, they need to look at this, because you don't want to cause this kind of hurt in someone's life. Sure, it's all fun and games, but it's fun and games until someone actually takes their life. We saw it on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Taylor Armstrong's former husband, now that she's a widow of. And we saw, I believe his name was Russell, but we saw Russell take his own life. And I'm sure it wasn't because of reality TV, but who knows if that contributed to it. We know that he had some bad business dealings, etc. But at the end of the day, he just showed us all it's possible for anything to happen. And I feel like this kind of public platform could easily make you feel insecure, make you not feel the best about yourself. All of the comments, all of the backlash, all of the people who are coming in on you, it can't be the easiest platform to be on. So if she's claiming that this is how she was feeling, I think that the network really should get involved and make sure that this doesn't continue on, because it's not going to stop the fan backlash. Unfortunately, every single housewife gets it. They're either loved or they're hated, whether it's NeNe Leakes, Lisa Vanderpump, Bethany Frankel, Dorinda Medley, Kelly Dodd, Ramona Singer, Ebony K. Williams, Jenny Nguyen, Dr. Tiffany Moon, Crystal Kung Minkoff. I mean, I could go forever. Even Kathy Hilton, they get love and they get people who love to hate them. So if you can't separate that and just realize I'm on a TV show and it makes you, think a different way about your existence in this world, yeah, that could be a problem. And that's a problem that should definitely be addressed, because the network, nobody wants to be responsible for you deciding to take, your own life. Like, that's terrible, but it keeps going. Candiace then revealed shocking details about her own mental health struggles. She said, "When you're on anxiety medication and praying to God that you don't take your own life because of the hurt and lies that people like you perpetuate, because you don't like me on a TV show, come talk to me. Until then, actually shut the fuck up." That's one way to answer it. Okay. Another person pointed out that when it comes to The Real Housewives of Potomac, it seems that Candiace isn't allowed to react, well, at least on the reunion. They said, do they want Candiace to just sit there when people come for her? And Candiace said, "I would like to also know the answer to this." All right. Well, there was another fan who wrote in and said, I think it's the tone of your voice that is triggering. To be honest, not what you say. Your delivery is so fiery, spirited, and pointed, where others deliver their shade more casually dismissive and subtle. I enjoy you. And Candiace just simply responded, agreed. All right, well, with that, in a fourth message, Candiace seemingly shaded Andy Cohen by reacting to a fan who mentioned his apparent hypocrisy and choosing to ignore certain behavior from Lisa Rinna and failing to hold legally troubled Erica Girardi accountable while spotlighting Candiace's comments to her co-stars. One fan, well, the fan actually wrote, y'all, I can't. Andy Cohen, we've been screaming from every part of the world to fire Rinna. Freaking hold Erica Girardi accountable, but Candiace Dillard's mouth is where you bring the heat. What in all the F's? And then the heifer, they called her a heifer. Giselle Bryant coming in, condoning physical violence? The fan asked. Well, Candiace said at this point, it's propaganda. All right. Guys, I don't know if you're aware of this, but we just saw where NeNe Leakes was reported to potentially be coming back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, NeNe Leakes isn't one of the only ones who have left the Housewives franchises and completely trashed the network by saying, this was my experience, this is how I felt. And if that's how she felt and she wanted to get it off her chest, then okay, we understand that. But in doing so, there are going to be repercussions. You know, NeNe said, boycott the network. I'm not friends with Andy. Andy, you know, she called him a few other names. Alex McCord from the Real Housewives of New York, she's pretty much blacklisted from Bravo because she said things about the network, things about the franchise, how producers were pitting in storylines. If you go against the network or Andy and you're talking about them off to the side, they're going to feel some type of way, especially right now. There was an article that just came out and it was claiming that Andy Cohen should be fired from the Watch What Happens Live and Bravo. There was a whole petition. He's not going to, it's almost like you're jumping on the train. Like, okay, yes, Andy Cohen was going in on me and that's propaganda. Well, now Andy Cohen is going to obviously see this. He has people who consult with him. He has a ton of people who work under him, and they're going to share this information, these tweets, this news with him and let him know, wait a minute, Candiace is on Twitter. She's saying this, this, and this about you. And eventually the network and Andy Cohen will have enough. They're not going to continue to give someone a platform, let them make the same kind of money that they're making, let it pay their mortgage and be like, yes, you can say whatever you want about me. That's absolutely okay. 100%, just ream me. That's not how it works. I mean, you have to think about it too. If you're working in any business and you have a boss, even though you might not like that boss, you can't just go trash that boss because at the end of the day, that is still your boss. And it's the same thing with Andy Cohen and the Bravo execs, the suit and ties that are at the top of the food chain who are employing all of these housewives. But guys, I don't want to just give you all of my opinions. I do want to ask you a few questions. What do you think about Candiace Diller-Bassett opening up in these tweets about taking medication and feeling some sort of way about her own life due to fan lies? And how do you feel about her saying that Andy Cohen, well, agreeing, let's say agreed, because she didn't say it, but her agreeing that Andy Cohen did not hold Lisa Rinna and Erica Girardi accountable, but is bringing the heat when it comes to Candiace. Do you guys feel the same way? Well, I'm inviting you to comment below. Before we go, don't forget, we are going live at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today, which is 9 a.m. Pacific, and we will be talking about Vanderpump Rules last night's episode on Jason's channel, Down with Jason. That's a subscribers-only live chat, so if you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, and if you haven't already, smash that like button. I love you guys. Happy hump day, and we'll see you so very soon. Bye, guys.